A provocative Easter morning post has reignited explosive debates about President Trump's mental fitness, just as the U.S. finds itself embroiled in an increasingly dangerous conflict with Iran. On Easter Sunday, Trump fired off a truth social message that shocked even his supporters. Open the F*** in straight, you crazy B*** ************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************ at Iranians, using explicit language to demand access to the Strait of Hormuz. Less than 48 hours later, the president made an even more alarming threat. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again, Trump posted on April 7, warning Iran that 93 million people could be wiped out if they didn't comply with U.S. demands. He turns 80 in June. The combination of vulgar language, apocalyptic threats, and the backdrop of an unpopular war has pushed critics over the edge. Democrats are now loudly calling to invoke the 25th Amendment, that extreme constitutional mechanism that allows the vice president and cabinet to declare the president unfit for office. Representative Jamie Raskin, the top Democrat on a key congressional oversight committee, urged the White House physician to immediately perform a comprehensive cognitive assessment, claiming Trump has been exhibiting signs consistent with dementia and cognitive decline. Representative Jasmine Crockett went further, calling the president deranged, likely suffering from dementia, and accusing him of bringing America to the precipice of committing one of the largest war crimes in modern history. Mental health professionals who have not personally evaluated Trump are nonetheless sounding alarms. Dr. Jeff Grammer, a Maryland-based psychiatrist and retired Army colonel, says the president may be drifting more into a natural state, fed by sycophants around him, developing what he describes as a delusional level of narcissism. Sherry Botwin, a Philadelphia-based trauma therapist, says the profanity and threats suggest heightened emotional reactivity and possible narcissistic traits. She warns that aggressive rhetoric often serves as a defense mechanism to mask one's own vulnerability or insecurity. Recent incidents beyond the Iran threats have only deepened concerns. Trump attacked Pope Leo after the U.S.-born pontiff called a delusion of omnipotence trigger the Iran war. Then he was forced to delete an AI-generated image depicting himself as Jesus, attempting to explain he thought it showed him as a doctor. The White House pushed back aggressively. Spokesperson Davis Ingle called Raskin a stupid person's idea of a smart person and defended Trump's unmatched energy while accusing Democrats of covering up Joe Biden's mental decline. Some observers argue Trump is simply employing the madman theory in negotiations, playing to his base with calculated extremes. But when asked about the threat to wipe out Iran's civilization, Trump told the New York Post he was willing to use the military he rebuilt. Experts in conflict resolution see a dangerous pattern. Paul Fritsch, a former U.S. diplomat and senior NATO official, says Trump has backed himself into a corner and his increasingly extreme language reflects frustration over a crisis he cannot unilaterally end. Fritsch points out that over the past year, Trump has dismantled the very diplomatic tools needed for an exit strategy. The professional foreign service has been cut by more than 20%. Offices engaging with Iranian civil society were eliminated. The program providing internet access to Iranian dissidents ended with USAID's abolition. This leaves him overly reliant on military threats and coercion, Fritsch concluded, ill-suited to achieving the main strategic objectives of reopening the Strait of Hormuz and containing Iran's nuclear ambitions. The question now hanging over Washington is not just about rhetoric, it's about whether the man in the Oval Office has the judgment, stability, and mental capacity to navigate what could become an even wider war in the Middle East. What do you think? Is this just aggressive negotiating, or should the 25th Amendment be invoked? Comment below.